Good morning, dear students. I'm here with part 5 of chapter 10, that is gravitation. Already 4 parts of the chapter we have done, and most of the topics we have covered in those parts. Only 2 topics are left in this chapter, and that those 2 topics we are going to discuss in this part. Okay, so let me show you what are those 2 topics. The first topic is Archimedes principle, and then the relative density. Okay, so first I will start with the Archimedes principle. To understand Archimedes principle, at first we will do this activity and then I will explain you the principle. This activity is helpful to understand the principle. Okay, so what is the activity? Here is the activity, activity 10.7. This activity is given in your textbook at page number 141. So to do this activity, you have to take a piece of stone, fine, and then tie this piece of stone to a rubber string or a spring balance. It is better if you take a spring balance because afterwards it will be helpful to you to note down the observations. Okay. Now suspend the stone by holding the balance or the string as shown in the figure. Here is the figure. This is the arrangement. You have to suspend a stone over here with the help of a spring balance. Okay. And now you have to read the observations over here and note it down. Now, in second case, you just slowly dip the stone in the water. This is the second case. Okay. And again, you just note down the observations over here. Now you have 2 cases over here. At first, see, in A, you have to observe the elongation of the rubber string due to the weight of piece of stone. Okay. And in B portion, you have to note down the observation again when the stone is dipped into the water. At this time, what do you notice? You notice that elongation decreases as the stone is immersed into the water. Okay, so this is your observation. Fine. The elongation of the string, or you can say the reading of the balance, decreases as the stone is gradually lowered into the water. जो reading है that is decreased. However, once it is decreased, no further change is observed once the stone gets fully immersed into the water. The animation is also showing the same thing when the object is just going inside the water. Okay, you can change the reading over there, but once it is fully immersed, after that there is no change, right? So we know that elongation produced in the string or the spring balance, you can say anything. This is due to the weight of the stone. Since the extension decreases once the stone is lowered in water, what does it mean? It means that some force acts on the stone in upward direction. See here, the object is there. Okay. In this case, the object is just suspended. And we are observing the noting reading 10 kg. This is the weight of the object. Okay. And now in this case, in second case, when object is immersed into the water, the reading is decreasing. Okay. And the reading is 6 over here. This is 6. So what do you think? The weight is reduced or there is any other reason for that? See, 4 kg of water is displaced by this object when it is immersing into the water, and it is feeling a force in upward direction. That is why reading is decreased over here. Okay, so let me explain it. The net force on the string decreases, and that is why elongation is also decreasing. Earlier also we discussed that upward force exerted by the water is known as buoyancy. In previous sessions we have done this. So because the object that is going inside the water, it is feeling a force in upward direction. that is known as buoyant force, and due to that force only that reading is decreased over here. Now the question is, what is the magnitude of the buoyant force experienced by a body? Is that force is same in all the fluids for a given body, or do all the bodies in a given fluid experiences the same buoyant force? These are very important and very interesting questions. So let me answer these questions. To answer these questions, we have to understand Archimedes principle. And here it is the statement of Archimedes principle. Let me read it for you. When a body is immersed fully or partially in a fluid, it experiences an upward force that is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by it. This is the statement of Archimedes principle. Okay. Do you want me to read it again? Okay, so let me do it for you. When a body is immersed fully or partially in a fluid, it experiences an upward force. That force is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by it. Okay? Now it can be explained why a further decrease in the elongation of the string was not observed in activity 10.7 as the stone was fully immersed in water. Do you remember the activity? See, this was the activity. This is the picture of arrangement that we did in activity 10.7. Once the stone is fully immersed into the water, no further decrease in the reading was observed. Why? Because the water that is equal to the weight of the object is already displaced. That is why no further decrease in the reading was observed. Fine. Okay. Now, what are the applications of Archimedes principles? Archimedes principle is very important and it is used in designing ships and submarines. It is used in determining the purity of sample of milk in lactometers, and even in hydrometers also it is used for determining density of liquids, and these both, that is why they are both means depends on principle of Archimedes. Here is the question. You find your mass to be 42 kg on a weighing machine. Is your mass more or less than 42 kg? Okay. When you are weighing your body, it is acting by an upward force. The buoyant force in this upward force, as a result, the body is pushed up slightly. Okay. So the result is weighing machine showing less reading than the actual value. So it is slightly less. Next question is, you have a bag of cotton and an iron bar, each indicating a mass of 100 kg. When it is measured on a weighing machine, in reality, one is heavier than other. Can you say which one is heavier and why? See, the bag of cotton is heavier than the bar of iron. The cotton bag has a larger air thrust than the iron bar. That is why the weighing machine indicates a smaller cotton bag weight than its actual weight. The next topic is relative density. The density of a substance is defined as mass of a unit volume. The unit of density is kilogram per meter cube, and the density of a given substance under specified condition always remains the same. It is not changed. So we can write that density is equal to D is equal to mass upon volume. And from here you can derive the unit also. Unit of mass is kg and unit of volume is meter cube. So kg upon meter cube. Okay, kg meter minus cube. The density of a substance is one of its characteristic property. And see, for different substance, density is different because m upon v is always different for different substances. Here is an example. The density of gold is 19300 kilogram per meter cube, while density of water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. Okay, so density of different substance is different. The density of a given sample of a substance can help us to determine its purity. Now, what is the relative density? Relative density of a substance is the ratio of its density to that of water. The formula to find the relative density is density of a substance upon density of a water. You just have to divide the density of any substance by the density of water and you will get the value of relative density. See, relative density has no unit. Why? Because it is a ratio of similar quantities. That is why it has no unit. This is one question. Let me solve it for you. Relative density of silver is 10.8. Okay. The density of water is 10 to the power 3 kilogram per meter cube. Now you have to find out the density of silver in SI units. Okay. And now let me write down the data given in the question. Relative density of silver is 10.8 and we have the formula for relative density, that is density of silver upon density of water. Okay, so here we have to find out the density of silver. So just uh, by cross multiplication we will get density of silver is equal to relative density of silver, relative density of water multiplied by relative density of silver. Okay, so 10.8 into 10 to the power 3 kilogram per meter cube. This is the answer. What did you learn in this chapter? Here are some important topics. The first one is the law of gravitation states that the force of attraction between any two objects is proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This law applies to the objects anywhere in the universe and that is why it is known as universal law of gravitation. Okay? Do you know, children, gravitation is a weak force unless large masses are involved. The force of gravity decreases with altitude and it also varies on the surface of the earth, decreasing from poles to the equator. Why? Because as I told you that earth is not a perfect square. It is like that. So the diameter of the earth is slightly more on the equators in the comparison of poles. That is why the gravity, the value of the gravity is also different on the poles and equator. Okay. The weight of a body is the force with which the earth attracts it. The weight is equal to the product of mass and acceleration due to the gravity. It means W is equal to mg. The weight may vary from place to place, but mass stays constant. No matter in anywhere in the universe, if you measure it, it is going to remain same. All the objects experience a force of buoyancy when they are immersed in fluid, and direction of this buoyant force is in upward. Objects having density less than that of the liquid in which they are immersed float on the surface of the liquid, while if the density of the object is more than the density of the liquid in which it is immersed, then it sinks in the liquid. Okay? Okay, students, this was all for this session. Now, I'll meet you with part 6. In that part, I'll try to solve your doubts and I'll solve the questions of exercise of this chapter. By that time, you just go through the chapter, read it again, and note down your doubts. I'll be solving your doubts in video sessions. Okay? Thank you, students.